Hey guys, it's Sean with the Family Outdoors. Today we're going to take a look at the new Bushcraft camp. So the first thing we have going on here is we have this giant tripod. These are very effective. We do a lot of hunting and stuff when we're out in this area. We've got videos of that up of us harvesting deer and showing you exactly what this tripod does. But basically it's to hang game. We got a T-handle on here. Basically all you do is grab each leg, walk out each leg so that your T-handle is about this high from the ground. At that point you can put it through the tendons on the back leg of the animal and repeat your steps, only reverse, to lift your tripod back up and hang your game up off the ground. So this was a great addition out to this camp, considering that we do all the hunting and stuff like that out here. Very useful, very simple bushcraft technique on how to hang your wild game. On the subject of tripods, we also have this one back here. Now this one is a tripod with a great big flat area with sticks across it. Now what we use that one for is smoking and preservation of wild game. Again, you will see that on previous videos that we've uploaded to this channel, where we've done everything from, one time we harvested a deer in more mild weather conditions and didn't want bacteria to grow or flies to be on it, so we put it on the smoker and just left it close enough to the fire that the smoke would waft over it, and that's enough to prevent the growth of bacteria and keep the flies from going near it. So it works really well. You've seen me use it in multiple videos just strictly to smoke meat before I cook it. Very useful. We use it a lot, and it was definitely a great addition to this camp as well. So far behind me here you can see the first bushcraft table that we put in here when it was our wild camp location. We got that one up on video there. You can see it. I think it was on the very first time I come out here wild camping, where we did a living off the land camp for 4 days or something like that. It was also the same camp that we made or gathered this big cutting block just out of the cut block where they were logging here, which is actually just behind here where you can see all the open sky. But these two things come from that trip, as well as this bench right here come from the camp immediately right after it. But I think it was only like 2 days later, something like that. So I consider it pretty well the same camp, as I didn't even go home in between times. I just changed up what the name of the video was. You guys are familiar with this fire pit. We made this during the same living off the land camp here. It was all tall grass and stuff around here at that point in time, so to control spread of fire, stuff like that, we eventually, I think it was on day 3, made this big fire pit, and it's been in use ever since. It's been a great fire pit. We've been out here plenty of times and never had any issue. It's always done its job. Additions to the fire pit, you can see that we've changed our pot hanging system, and for that we decided to go with the adjustable pot stand. It's nice that it can flip right up out of the way. That to me is a big benefit, to keep everything clean and organized and not always having to be walking around a bunch of items. You can see the chair in the back here. This chair has also been around for a long time. We've used it on plenty of camps and stuff. You guys know me. The older you get, the more important comfort becomes. And like, honestly, man, a chair is one of the first things I craft. Every time I go to a new location, it is just necessary the older you get. Comfort is king, right? You don't want a sore back and all the rest of that kind of stuff. So, take the time to craft the stuff that's going to make you enjoy your trip. You guys can see that we've added this elevated kitchen stand to the camp. So basically on the back wall here we have a windbreak. We have the fire over here. On this side is where our rotating bale stick is, so you can turn that up over the fire, put your pot on it. When it's not in use, you just rotate it right back out of the way. So that's really handy for these style of camps, anytime you can get this stuff out of the way. We talked about the windbreak. I got plenty of covered space here with tree cookies sitting on it kind of periodically because I used round log, which isn't the best to set stuff levelly, but I just, honestly, the easiest way to overcome that, rather than having to split all of these and then invert up, down, up, down, up, down to make it flat, I just found it easier because I'm right beside the cut block to use these tree cookies, so I can set my goodies down on top of that and not have to worry about it. Now, since we're on the subject of cooking and whatnot, you can see we've got an oven here. I will be honest, I have not crafted anything for the door yet. I'm not quite finished this project yet, but this is our oven, so you can see the fire goes in down here, and then up above here, that's where whatever it is you want to cook in your oven goes. Yeah, so that's that. That's pretty cool. I always wanted to have an oven out here at camp, so we've added that in here. Moving over to the shelter, you can see we crafted this little table here, just a convenience table. It's nice to have those. They make a big difference when you can set your stuff down there, and it's half under the dry, so I can put a lot of things there that I don't want to have soaking wet. And then going through the shelter, you can see the shelf we have in the back there. We added that, as well as the scapulas are there that I use for plates, cutting boards, stuff like that. Moving around, you can see one of the bio lights up there. And there's my saw, my shovel, my axe, pair of gloves sitting there, and the oil lantern. Like, all these are products that I use every single time that I come out. We don't just have the one oil lantern, we have the one on this other side too. And the little orange bag there, you can see that's the cover I have on the BioLite, and that's the BioLite Solar Home 620. As I walk over here, you can see up on the roof there the solar panel. Now, this little part of the shelter isn't complete yet either. We're kind of working on stuff as we go, but I have to finish thatching this however I choose to do that, whether it be grass or dirt or something similar. But I want to get that covered. That's for our firewood and stuff to go underneath that side. Now, we're going to set up here a little bit, and we're going to go over some of the goodies that I have here. So this here is just a little bone knife that I crafted. It actually does a decent little job, you know, for being bone. Don't expect it to do what a steel knife can do, but it does its job. I got the natural cordage and stuff here wrapped around on the handle. And again, this is made out of a deer bone. Birch bark sheath that I crafted, and then just an additional piece of cordage on there for holding it and stuff like that. It adds a little bit of cosmetic appearance as well, but the bone knife I thought was kind of cool and an awesome addition to this camp. I made this bigger container out of reeds, and that's just holding various crafting materials like bone and wood and stuff like that I use to craft with. So as always, containers are always handy to have. So speaking of containers, we have a multitude of those out here. We've got everything from bigger birch bark containers. This particular craft isn't finished yet. We're going to put a spruce root handle on it just to carry around like a bucket basically. And that one we use just like for foraging, stuff like that. It's big enough you can put anything from mushrooms, berries, stuff like that, and you can get quite a quantity in there. So an excellent container. We will not craft a lid for that one. This little one, we have a lid crafted for it. And this one is just literally full of birch bark for lighting fires. It's nice to have that and in a container that's handy, so regardless of when you come out here, you will have dry tinder to use to get your fire going. And keep these mosquitoes away. I should have lit one before filming this quick video. Since we're on the subject of containers, here's the water bottle that we made. It holds water and it works extremely well. I'm actually very pleased with this project. Oop. Throw the stopper on the ground there, but it's got a stopper, fits in there nice. This actually was a very fun project to do and make. And again, it's just split, hollowed out, put back together, and using pine resin to seal it. And again, it holds water very well. I don't know if you guys can see in there at all, but that's how it was made anyways. And again, this was a very fun, cool project. Everybody likes the bushcrafty kind of stuff, so this definitely fit in there with that. More crafted containers. I made a kuksa. So that's just basically a cup for drinking, right? Very simple, very easy to make. Also an excellent thing to have with you. You always want cups and stuff like that. Anything, basically containers, any containers are great. They're all awesome. Here's a little bit more of a primitive one, and basically all this is a cow bone that I hollowed out the inside and cleaned it all up and stuff like that. And I'm not done this project yet, as I got a lot more cleaning on the outside, but the hard part is done. And believe it or not, this bone actually holds a lot of water. So again, doesn't seem like much, but anything that can hold water is a huge plus. We've crafted a multitude of different cooking items, from spoons. I don't know, I'll give you guys a closer. Some spoons. Again, I don't fight with the wood, I just kind of go with it. More spoons. All items that are useful out in the woods. We've spent a lot of time out here this year cutting, carving, creating all this stuff, and some of it stretches back to last year when we were wild camping out here. The 2 tripods, the table, the bench, the chair, the cutting blocks, and everything else is new. The shelter's new, the firewood thing is new, the bushcraft bed is new, this whole kitchen center here is new, the oven is new. Yeah, so there's been lots going on here this year. I just wanted to kind of do a walk around, show you guys what camp is so far. I'm planning to get out here for a long multi-day adventure. As long as life permits it. I mean, we're really busy right now, so I can't really give you a timeline. We've also, I should mention, started setting up different variety of traps kind of around camp here, that as soon as I come out, I can basically just set the traps. They're there, they're in place, but they're not set until I'm out here, because there's no point. Why would you have them set up when you're not out here to check your traps all the time? So anyways, that's it. That's all we're doing for this video. I just wanted to show you guys camp. I wanted to show you the additions that we have going on here. There's some stuff that you haven't even seen in any of the videos yet. You probably will by the time this one's uploaded, like the elevated cooking center there, this table, the oven. These are all brand new additions that were just recently put in here. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want to see this camp in use, make sure to check out the rest of the videos on our channel, and there will be plenty more to come. Until next time, you can go outdoors and feed the mosquitoes yourself.